He is France and I am Vlad. This is Let's Talk Battle Rap podcast brought to you by letstalkbattlerap.com. Today, let's not waste any time, man. This is the ultimate Summer Madness 13 recap. Without any further ado, I present to you my main man, Big France. What up, player?
Hey, my name is Frizzy. All right,
Frizzy. Okay, my bad, Frizzy.
Nah, it's cool. It's cool. Listen, man. Fresh off of Summer Madness weekend. I don't know. I'm kind of pumped. I enjoyed all the performances yesterday. I had a
All
grand
of them.
time here. Not all of them, but I got something to take away from all of them.
Don't
You know
start
what
off
I'm
the show
saying?
lying, player. Don't start off the show lying. Just because we recording on a Monday night, don't start off lying.
No lies. I thoroughly was
And said I
entertained.
enjoyed all the performances. All of them?
Not all of them.
But there was some redeeming qualities from each battle, though. We definitely gonna get into all that.
All I'm saying is I had an entertaining ass Sunday personally. I had a good ass time here.
That it was.
Tales from the couch. You know, I'll tell you what, if I was in Houston, I don't know if I would have enjoyed myself the same. I know the energy be
Nah. I was so happy to be at home.
You feel me?
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. By the end of the event, dog, I was tired, boss. I was tired. And I wasn't even on my feet. It's ridiculous.
We got the Rook, man. We got the Rook. We got Jason on the field. You know what I'm saying? He let the face-offs and everybody
was all over the place, man. I seen him in all sorts of videos, man.
Yeah.
The man's hanging out with Jay Black doing recaps with Blake.
Yeah.
What's going on here, Smizzo? Okay, player.
Yeah.
Had the fly LTBR shirt on too, man. That was mean. I don't even got that one.
Just a PSA, you know what I'm saying? The man is under a 5-year deal. All right. So don't smell the block captain me. All right.
Oh, he does what he wants though, man.
Not if I have something to say about it.
Not according to this 360 right here.
Nah, but he had a grand time, man. You see him in all the videos and interviews.
Yeah,
you see him front row in the battles. Like when they pan to the camera, you see him right there in the front.
Crazy.
I'm like, what is it like to be this young and fruitful and lit again at these events, man? You know what I'm saying?
Word, man. Now, but shout out to Jay Smo. He's in the field, man, repping LTBR. Yes. So it's good to have a representative out there on the ground because we definitely put in the pain. Now it's time for us to just kick our feet up and relax, maybe until homecoming comes back to New York. But for right now, it's all about Summer Madness 13, man. France, let's start it off this way. How about you give us some Summer Madness 13 takeaways, and then I'll give some Summer Madness 13 takeaways, and then we'll get into the event. How's that sound, player?
That sounds fun as fuck, man. My first takeaway. Oh damn! I cursed the first 3 minutes. This is that type of show.
Come on, play. Nah. No more cussing, players. Don't go off the rails. Talking about I did it once. Put down the pen, please.
Put down.
Don't even say the word. Don't even say the word right now.
All right. See,
please control yourself, man. We need this $1.25 this episode is gonna make, man. We need this $1.25 right here.
98 cents now. Look,
hey,
my first takeaway is all of the younger talent, the newer stars of the league outperformed a lot of the guys that were the perennial talents that's constantly on Summer Madness. Like you could point to Ace, Sikh, Fonz, Jerry, of course, and I can confidently say they all had a better performance than names like DNA, Suge, T-Top, John. Some of those names might not be that high of a bar to surpass, but nonetheless, like I think that is a testament to, hey, URL, make sure you put some faith and trust into the next generation. You guys have some really talented MCs, and the feeling of hunger to try to, cement your legacy cannot be overpowered by the people that are trying to constantly tap back in to their old forms. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just a different level of motivation, and I just feel like it's unmatched.
All right. One takeaway from me, Dizaster lived up to his name, and he is at this current moment the new algorithm bull, man. Shout out to Dizaster. Shout out to Diz. You did it, Diz. You did it, Diz.
Yeah. He definitely I was gonna use that one, so you took that one from me.
Let me get another takeaway, player.
Uh, I got to give a ton of credit to TAY ROC and Ave because I
Mm,
feel like they. First off, I want to give credit to URL for getting 7 big stage battles done in 6.5 hours. I mean, that's like the best time frame you could probably ask for battles that are 47 minutes long. The intermissions were so brief, which is a good thing for the night. It keeps going. It keeps the crowd as entertained and energized as possible. But I'm not gonna lie, I definitely needed. I could have used a nice little break in between just to process what the hell I just watched from time. But Av and Rock obviously decided, hey, I'm gonna wake this crowd up. And Av had no problem whether they reacted or not. He just
yeah,
stuck the course. And so even if it was kind of like moments they didn't react a lot, you can hear the bars, and I'm listening. This is a good
yeah.
ass battle.
All right. Well, listen, I'm a piggyback off that, man. Speaking of listening and reaction and all that, I think the honeymoon is over with Houston, man. I feel like it's real there now, yo. It's like one of these places where it's like, listen, man, we've seen this plenty of times already. You better do a backflip and stay in midair while you do that to impress us now, man. Like it took a lot. They had to work last night. And I guess I'll combine it with this. I'm kind of joking with the Houston crowd, but battle rap on a Sunday, man, it's tough, bro. It's tough.
Yeah, definitely. It kind of felt like a Saturday a little bit at some points, but then at some points it definitely felt like a Sunday. If that makes sense. Like it's like, oh, I was hyped real early on, and then at some point I'm like, damn, I
Damn,
work
what am I
tomorrow.
doing tomorrow? Yeah.
Damn, I work tomorrow. Like, damn, that's why that's why everybody. Hey, recap article coming out maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, man. You gotta give us the day, man. You know what I'm saying?
Word,
'Cause
man.
when the
Jay
event
Smo
happens
got to get his
Saturday,
mind back right,
I need Smo back, back home safe and sound. After the day of the event, you get a day to get all the interviews and rewatches and a full day to write. We ain't got that, so just give us a
Right.
little bit of time, y'all.
Facts, man. So, all right, man. France, enough of that. Let's get into these battles, yo.
Listen, man. First battle of the night. Well, before the first battle of the night starts, Smack when he's out and getting ready to introduce the opener for the evening, you can hear it. He goes, a lot of people saying stuff about the card. I'm saying the
Mm,
card wasn't gonna be all that, and like I was like, oh, okay. Early Smack setting the tone. He hears everything. He just don't speak about it all the time, and he addressed it right there in that moment. And I thought that was strategically well
definitely, yo.
placed.
Smack got me hyped, son. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
we on that type of time in Smack? Okay.
yeah,
We on that BS? I thought it was gonna be that, man. I thought it was gonna be that. It started off like that, man. And starting off the night was Ace Amin versus the alien himself, Rum Nitty. Turned out to be a dope, incredible matchup. And as you told everyone on the radio roulette show, I had something to do with this place bringing the narrative. So I'm so happy this turned out great. I was like,
I did.
France out here wilding, man.
Am I lying?
You ain't lying, Beasley. No, man. But yo, thank goodness this battle really lived up to the hype. Yo, Ace, you stepped your game up, bruh. Like, you definitely look like you belong on that big stage. A lot of big moments up there. The Shawn Michaels kick, fire. You made it through all 3 rounds. You started getting winded a little bit, because that hype of being on that big stage and getting all that reaction and getting all that adrenaline rush from being the first performers on that stage. First round, there was still a little Harlem shakiness here and there, but just getting those words off and stuff like that. I do have to acknowledge what was done on that stage, but I mean the content was like fire. Definitely wasn't afraid of the moment and of your opponent. The third round is interesting because it's all dedicated to how URL helped him out throughout a time in his life where his mental state wasn't necessarily right, and they were able to put him somewhere where he felt like he can get things together, and they booked him to keep his mind right. So he basically dedicated the whole round to URL and things that they do well for the people who dedicate their talents to Smack URL. So He did that. Rum Nitty did a little bit of that. He gave Smack his props, but then he got right back to the bars. Though, I was like, all right, man, enough of that. Like back to the bars. But ultimately, though, as I predicted, I got Nitty taking the battle, close battle, good battle, competitive battle. But ultimately, the test was, can Ace Amin become one of the new guys that you throw on the big stage and make things happen? And he passed the test, yo. He passed the test.
Listen, so many little details when I got a chance to watch this battle back. The writing between both of these guys, it's a real treat to watch this battle back. You catch a lot of stuff from both of them, like the Miles Morales bar and a whole bunch of things that Ace had that, like, some of it landed, some of it didn't, some little sneaky lines in the setup. But more importantly, I guess, like the stage awareness and IQ for somebody to make that type of if you don't count Summer Impact Reloaded, his Summer Madness debut, like, Jerry Wess is talking to Nitty and he gets behind Jerry Wess. He's like, nah, you ain't talking to him. And the crowd's like, yeah, like that's real improv moment to like have the frame of mind to do that. Or they're like, every time he's like, he's not getting a reaction, but he can hear somebody in the crowd goes like, that's crazy. He stops and looks at them, points to them, and it's like he acknowledged that one person he heard. And I'm like, how did you even have the frame of mind to like hear that one individual stop and acknowledge him? And when that person feels acknowledged, everybody around them's like, oh, he's talking to you. So then like they're happy, and then like the just happiness just spreads. It worked out because like I felt like it gave him the brief pauses that, like, because at some points, his adrenaline was through the roof. Yeah, so like every time he had a moment,
in that water, mad hard, son.
Every time he had a moment to just like every time he had a moment to just like recuperate for a second, it was like, all right, cool, we got a little bit more ammo now. You know what I'm saying? You get back to it. Some of the performance balls just landing, like the sweet shit music, and then went to I feel like Travis Scott, Kendrick Lamar. I get them goosebumps every time, and then the crowd finished it with him. Like it was fantastic.
Yeah, he kept his true style of, rapid wordplay, but he also did play up to the big crowd too. And it wasn't like corny stuff when he played up to the big crowd. So good writing, man. And I was actually impressed. He had one little segment where he was killing this multi, and the crowd was like, bring it back, bring it back. He's like, hell no, man, I ain't bringing it back. You're gonna have to catch that. And they were like, no, bring it back. And then he went to bring it back, and I was like, uh-oh, like, well, what's about to happen here? But he crushed it again and then kept on going, and everything was smooth. So I gotta give him his props, man. He's cleaned up a lot. Content is there, and he was going at Nitty with the content based on, like, who Nitty is as a person, or what he doesn't do, all that stuff. So it wasn't more so like I'm just battling the battler with, like, rhymes. It was like, okay, I'm battling the battler, and I'm battling the real life human in that person, who is Rum Nitty, Cornell Powell, and all that stuff. So it was dope, man. It was dope, but Rum Nitty, though, oh my gosh, like,
I was about to say, as enamored as I was by Ace's performance material and the highlights he had, then it's Rum Nitty's turn to rap. And by the way, there's an interview on Hip Hop Is Real. Rum Nitty broke down the game plan. He said once he heard Ace's first, he called an audible, and he swapped his first round to his third round. Then he made his second round his first round, and his third round his second. He completely changed everything. Because he said my third round was the lightest, and that's what he's saying. His third round was the lightest, and so he heard Ace's first and was like, "I think I could switch it." And so you can see at one point in the battle, when I forgot what bar they reacted to, he stops and goes, "This is my lightest one." Like he looks to Jerry West, like he's like, "It's my lightest one," because he probably told Jerry, "I'm about to switch my round," and he did. And I mean, I personally had Ace edging the first and Nitty taking the last two, but still, it's an edge. Like you can still argue for Nitty. Like, so if Nitty's like, he's that good, man.
All right, what's funny? Because to me, I was like, damn, man, Ace's content in the first is crazy. It just had some moments where it was just a little choppy or whatever. Nitty is Nitty, and it was smooth. So it was like, all right, well, hey, man, Nitty, you know what I mean? But the second one is like Ace turned up, and everything was just like clean, and it's like he kept that pressure going. So it's like that one to me was more so debatable, but with me, leaning a little bit more towards Ace and whatnot. So it's interesting to say that you had Ace win in the first, you know.
Yeah,
So
slight edge. I thought Nitty won the second clear. But see, I'm glad you feel that way. So look, I think ultimately, and they said it in the same
but
interview.
it's only one watch for me though. You've watched it a couple of times
I
at
watched it
least.
twice. I watched it
Okay,
twice.
I've only had one watch, you know. So
So in the same interview, Nitty also says, like, listen, like Ace is if Ace does well enough and he raps clean, he has enough of a style and fan base that they're going to be happy with what he brought. And I think that's
right.
very true because like you can point to all the people from Maryland. They're gonna be like, Ace got
He
that
won.
battle.
He won. Yeah, yeah.
The people that are are multisyllabic freaks who just love his rhyme patterns. Like they're gonna be like, he got what I like. He got what I like. So I won't call it a
All
preference
the
battle, but
HBYs out there,
yeah,
kid.
I personally want to call it a preference battle because I think you could definitely objectively say that Nitty just pushes on his helmet every round.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I have no problem with somebody like preferring some of the stuff that Ace did. And I don't normally like I lean towards those kind of third rounds where he had the round about Smack URL and how they treat rappers and how they help him with his mental health. Like normally I lean towards those rounds because those rounds make a moment. But the problem is that round was in front of another round that was just as freaking amazing. Like Nitty said, I held down the app so much I could have uninstalled it. I was
Oh
like,
my goodness, man.
like, all right, you know what? I'm just gonna say it, man. This guy's the best in the world. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna say it.
Hey,
He is
yeah,
the best in the world.
it was bananas, man. Bananas. But
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, either way you look at it, whatever rounds, if you just look at the battle as a whole, I think you just, for me personally, I ended up feeling like, Nitty just did a little bit more and was just, clean all the way through. But Ace did your job, player. So definitely got taking it up to the next level, man. Continue to do that and just get cleaner and cleaner and cleaner. But everything else is there. So salute to that brother for passing the test last night.
yeah. Last thing I'll say before going to the next battle, you get those few moments in your career real early on where you're pinned against a very major test and your obstacle is less of actually beating your opponent as it is to show that you belong in front of that opponent. You don't get that leeway all the time.
On that stage
Yeah,
though,
yeah,
in
yeah,
front
yeah,
in front of legitimately, 1,200, 1,500 people, legitimately, because you can do that in a smaller room and do your thing, but in front of all those people and ruthless people to be able to do that and do it, relatively well and get the reactions, but still maintain the lyricism, like that's tough. Like that's not easy. So
yeah.
yo, man, shout out to everybody who
You see,
does things on the big stage, man.
you see all the battlers, specifically like Quest and Pass and Daylight and Verb and so many. They're like, "Yo, Ace is bringing pure rap to the big stage." You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
Like all the rappers in battle rap, like all the battle rappers that are rappers are looking at it and they're just like they tip the cap and salute it because they're like, "Yo, this is what I want to see." Like being enamored and being appreciated because I guess they obviously are the tacticians of it, so they understand the techniques farther than we could. So they have
yeah,
a deeper sense of appreciation for it. And he did that, man. You know what I'm saying? This is somebody that I feel like is a bit of a late bloomer. From when he came into the league with all the hype that he's had, a lot of the turbulence up and downs, a lot of wins, a lot of moments where the momentum was high, it went out, personal stuff happening, and this has been a very prominent year for him where he's consistently winning. He showed the discipline in his preparation. He rose to the occasion on a very big moment, and not just from the performance, but everything leading up to the performance. Because I feel like they even matched their promo, and now he's taught
yeah,
Nitty how to promo. Nitty's like, "Oh, I like this now. This is fun. I'm gonna keep doing it."
yeah.
So
Yo, who said battle rap on the big stage is like 2K on Hall of Fame and battle rap in the smaller rooms is just like 2K on Pro? Who said
yeah, that
that?
was that was John John. He had a tweet today. He
John
was
John
like,
said
"You
that,
you
right?
can't." He said, "You can't compare big stage battle rap to small room battle rap because on the big stage it's like Hall of Fame, and in the small room it's easier to try to produce a better performance because there's less obstacles. So it's like on pro, and I guess that like him and Verb had a little exchange. And obviously, this is just going to be banter between Summer Madness and Max Out, but John John's not wrong.
He ain't wrong, kid. Like, yo, it's tough, man. On that stage, 1,500 people who've been on their feet all day, doing popping, who knows, sipping, who knows what all day long. And then you got to entertain these folks. Like, Yo, that's a tough gig, man. And some people definitely felt it, man. You know, one of the next battlers in this next battle we're about to talk about definitely felt that, even though it was early on in the night, but it got real up there. And he realized it wasn't going to be easy.
But it was easy.
Nobody said it will be easy, Poppy.
Listen, before we start talking about Dizaster and Real Sick, listen. Dizaster let y'all know what this was supposed to be a long time ago. Okay, he let you know on the timeline what to expect. Okay, at one point I think it was like 6 days out, and he said he's 6-7 days out, and he said he still hadn't, started writing. You know what I'm saying? The day prior, he's on Hip Hop Is Real, and he said, end quote, you know what I'm saying? I'm up for the challenge. How can I not get excited if this is? How can I not get excited at a high pressure situation like Summer Madness? But I know it's like a suicide mission. Then he also said, that. No, he really said that. Then he also said, I'm serious. I swear to God, you can read the transcript.
No, I believe you. Like,
but in that and continuing, he also said, if I fuck up, I fuck up. And then
hey, watch the words, play. We try to get not 82 cents now on an episode, bro.
Oh man, sorry, brother.
Killing us, man.
It's too late for me, man. See, if this was in the morning, I could have had a little bit of stronger sense. All right, I'm sorry.
I'm messing around. Go ahead.
I can't even get into my phone. I put my password in incorrectly so many times trying to get this quote for you that I locked myself out, bro.
Oh my God. Yo, you're wilding tonight, man. This is what happens on the nighttime episodes. He can't remember his password.
It's been too long of a day. All right, listen.
After inhaling on them liquid fumes, you can't remember the password.
Put down the pen. All right, listen. I'm gonna paraphrase it briefly. He pretty much was saying like, whatever happens on the stage is whatever happens. I'm gonna accept whatever comes with it. So when he said all these things, I'm like, yo, this is. I'm not surprised by the result. He let us know what the result was supposed to be prior.
Bro, if you've been watching battle rap consistently on YouTube since 2008-ish, and you've been watching Diz, you knew what was about to happen tonight. You knew Diz was gonna come in there like a tornado and just wreck everything, and it happened, man. Like on air, I'm highly professional, and I'm always like, hey, I'm hoping for the best. Diz has a great opportunity to have the ear of the people. He's fresh off this easy thing. He had a good performance there. Fresh off this NDA thing. What an opportunity, Diz. But Diz was dizzing last night. Matter of fact, Diz is dizzing right now. France, I have to log in and log out and log back in. Take over, player. I will be right back.
Wow, Vlad comes right back into the show.
Yep.
Damn. This is a bad night for me, y'all. It's starting very bad for me, y'all. All right. I'm like 2-7 from the field. But listen, just believe in me. We're gonna end the night with over 50% field goal percentage. I promise you. Look, there's a lot to unpack from what Dizaster did prior to the battle, on the stage, and even afterwards. We're gonna get into all of it. All right.
I'm back.
Hey, listen, I let the people know while you were gone. I'm starting the game 2 for 7 from the field, but I promised them I'm gonna finish over 50% field goal.
Please finish strong, man.
It ain't about how you start.
It's how you finish, man. I'm counting on you, play. As long as you hit the game winner, you can miss all the free throws.
Okay, so look, let's start with this first, actually. So there's a lot to talk about with Dizaster, so we're gonna get there. But I want to give Sikh his full credit here for a minute.
Right? Oh, go ahead.
Because he mentioned this, his Gnome debut, his Summer Madness debut were both clear victories. And while that is true, I also feel like both of those battles came at the expense of his opponent having a whole kamikaze that like it overshadowed how brilliant his performance was and how focused he was. And I think you could point to moments in that battle where it's like, yo, he's extremely comfortable. He's counter-writing. He is pretty much telling Dizaster what's going to happen. He's angling with precision. He's punching. He's putting humor in there. He's looking at the crowd. He's got banter in between the rounds. Like, he has the formula set. This man knows what he's doing on the stage. Obviously, I would like to see him get more than 10, 12 days prep because that will give us a chance for him to have more potent material. But as far as just like a lot of fundamentals up there, boy, it was sharp.
Yo, he did everything he was supposed to do. And I think the most important thing, like you said, man, he was wow comfortable. He had time to ad lib, do doubles on the ad lib, stack the vocals, fly a verse over here, change this, change that. Like he was chilling, man. He was chilling. Yeah, he looked like he was the vet on that stage, and he was the one that was, getting tested by Diz. Like that's how the battle. If you just started watching battle rap, that's how it would look, man. Like it looked like things were reversed. It was crazy.
After the first round, first thing he says is, "My bad, I had to sit through that, y'all," and then everybody started laughing.
First round was
He had the
rough.
first. He had the first Montgomery bar, first folding chair bars
Oh
of the
yeah,
night.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's just wild how he literally predicted all of that in the first round. Then it came to fruition a couple rounds
Bet you
later.
won't see it tonight. You lost that bet.
SpongeBob, you gotta put the SpongeBob picture was like a few moments later.
I still haven't watched SpongeBob. My
It's
son still ain't hip to it, so I'm like, all right, man, still good. No,
still
man,
good in the
but
streets.
I'm still good in these streets. But so he does this thing. Did he go first? Yeah, he went first, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. He went first. Boom, did his thing. Perfect. Sets the like you said, man. It's only 12 days prep, so I definitely got to give a little bit of leeway for that because, like you said, man, some lines I'm like, all right, sick. Like this could have been better. That could have been better. But overall, as a whole, the writing was good. But it's like it's such short prep that it's like, all right, man, I'm gonna let a few of them fly or whatever. But he was consistent. He was doing his thing. He had his routine down. To me, sometimes he can get I don't want to say he's playing into the selling the bars a bit much, like the gloating afterwards. You know what I mean? Like sometimes I'm like, oh man, it feels like a little rehearsed. You know what I'm saying? But overall, though, he's landing the bars and they're going crazy. You know what I'm saying? But then sometimes he hits some genuine bars that like he did. I feel like he didn't necessarily feel like those might have been the bars that land. And when he gives that guttural reaction, I'm like, yeah, sick. That's the one where you really like into it. Like I don't want to feel like I'm not even saying that he's doing that. This is just how I'm interpreting it. You know what I'm saying? So, but to me, it's like I can feel like when he's like, "Yeah, I practiced that one to be good." So, yeah, as opposed to, "Oh, I didn't." Oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, you could feel the difference. But he did his thing, and it is, man. It was like, oh man, like it's like yo, man, battle raps, they have frequencies, man. And sometimes you got to be tuned into the right frequency. And it's like the voice he was using, the delivery he was using, like just everything, just the frequency was just off round one for Diz and that audience, man, to connect and whatnot. So maybe some bars that would have worked on GTX, Grind Time in Europe, Premiere Battles, wherever, like those ears down in Houston are just tuned differently, man. And it's like, you gotta meet the crowd where they're at and figure out where are you guys, man. Like I gotta try to find where you're at. So I feel like the whole first round, Diz is just like, I'm trying to figure this out, man. I don't know what's going on, but I am Diz. So here you go, and they gave him respect. They gave him respect. They let him rock. Then after a while, they're like, man, dudes is talking about, I mind finna get some swangers on my Cadillac, man. Man, what the fuck he talking about up there, man? And then, all right, Diz stopped rapping after that point, and then it was back to the real sick. And like you said, he's like, damn it, man, I gotta pick this up, Diz, and he picked it right back up round two, bro.
I did feel like there's a bit of battle rap psychology here with momentum going on because like Sikh has to now rap after such a deflated round from the crowd. Dizaster, the whole egg that he just laid in his first, and then Dizaster kind of like re-sparks his momentum by bringing out a whole costume and mimicking real Sikh,
Right,
right?
right, right, right.
It gets real funny, and I feel like that created this like, oh, and that's why you see
But
people in the crowd like saying it's a debatable round 1-1. Even like the commentators like, oh, you could argue the second, but that's it, and I think that's just strictly off of just first time momentum, how you're feeling throughout the course of a battle. Like if it was like a flow chart, but the content is not close, man.
Right,
Real
but,
Sick
but
still,
wait though, but wait, hold on. We got to set this up properly for those who haven't seen it yet, friends. You know what I'm saying? Because you got all of our overnight folks. You got the truck drivers, you got the van drivers, you got the elevator workers, you got the security guards. Everyone who might have missed it, who've been working crazy, right? So Real Sick goes a second. A second is good, does his thing, and then like Diz just goes off the stage, and I'm just like. I'm just like, yo, where's Diz going? Like, and with Diz being Diz, I'm like, is he leaving? Like, is he pulling some stunt where it's like he's rapping one round and then it's just like not gonna rap anymore? And then we're just standing there going, Dizaster only rap one round. And we're talking about this for the next week. I didn't know what was happening. So I'm like, all right, man, Diz is Dizzing again. And then all of a sudden he comes back out in this, ludicrous type muscle man, costume, does some Real Sick impersonations, which were really good, really funny. And he's doing his act, he's doing his spiel, he's doing his thing. It's more comedically driven, and I think he's got a better rhythm and a better pace and a better understanding with the audience of what's going on right now, and it was warm, it was recepted by the people, and he did his thing. And I texted you, I'm like, what what are we doing here? What? You know what I mean? Even though he was rapping for crazy long, like he could have ended his round sooner than that. It took Active to tell him to chill. But so at this point, you have a debatable 1-1 at this point, but definitely one guy is definitely in more control of the battle than the other guy. But you can debate it 1-1 at this point.
I just want to say I personally don't debate it. I still have it 2-0. You know what I'm saying? The suit and all that was humorous. I definitely enjoyed that laugh, no doubt about it. But I will say I will admit though, I do feel like Sikh definitely his first round was better than his second, so it felt like it was a bit downhill. So just the natural
and this was better than his first. So it's like your brain is doing one of these right now.
I get it. Your brain is like, oh, he went up and he just went down from the round. But guess what? There's still levels above it. So it's like him still going down and still have a higher like level of frequency for me, regardless if you have second round like downhill compared to his first. Like I still thought it was just a better round, but I did enjoy what Dizaster did. He definitely re-sparked some life. He jumped out the casket because let's not forget this. The crowd chanted 3-0
at the end of round.
At the end of Sikh's second round.
Well, that's because this disappeared for like 2 minutes. So they're like, okay, did this dude just leave? Like it's over. 3-0, it's over.
So from having just a terrible start to the battle and then like having the crowd chant 3-0 for you get a chance to redeem yourself, you kind of redeemed yourself a little bit. You did a little something. I definitely feel like everybody in attendance enjoyed it for sure. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand it. I see a lot of the rappers, a lot of people in media is like, yeah, you could definitely debate the second. I personally, I don't. I'm not.
All good. All good.
You know what I'm saying? And then
all
third round,
as they say.
Third round, it gets uglier than the first round.
Break it down, player.
Sikh has another fantastic round. Still feel like his first was his best round out the three. So I guess the only critique I have for his performance is that it just felt like a downhill performance. But then maybe that's also the factor of 10, 12 days prep. So, yeah. So I don't want to critique him too much. I'm just saying that's the only critique I would have of his performance. But man, he's sharp. Obviously, he's working the stage. Everything worked. The stage, the timing, the delivery of the content, and then when it's Dizaster's turn, he kind of reverts back into his first round again. Except this time, he's just completely said, "That's it. I don't care anymore. Like I'm here to just get this material off. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if you like it or not. I don't care if you boo me or not." And so there's so many parts of it where they start booing him, and then he's like, "Don't worry, it gets worse." And he's like,
no. Before it gets worse, this is when I had to. Yeah. This is when I had to like pop up a little bit because I heard him say, "Oh, they call me Doom Coon," and I was like, "Whoa, what?" And man, certain racial epithets, man, like when you hear them, it's like you're not supposed to go, damn, that's a good one. You know what I'm saying? Like that just rolls off the tongue if you hate black folks, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, wait a minute, where we going here right now, man? And then he
Yeah,
starts going,
I'll let you take it from here. I actually want to hear you talk about this more than I
no,
want to
no,
talk
no, no.
about it.
I want you to deliver the bars. I just needed
I
to
don't want to deliver the
interject.
bars. I don't want to deliver
I
the
don't want to
bars.
deliver the bar either because I don't even use that. I don't even use that word as a brother, as a Haitian man who's been given the rights to use that word. I don't use that word, so I ain't delivering the bar. Do we got Bashir delivering the bar?
I do have a clip of Bashir delivering the bar.
Hey, there you go. It's even better. We both off the hook, man.
All right. Let me pull this up. We'll finish talking about while I get it up here.
All right. Hey, yo, do what? So yeah, so at this point, I'm like, yo, what is Dizaster about to do? I'm like, if he's saying Doom Coon already, like, where else we going here? So basically, Dizaster is telling basically his life story. So now that he's on Summer Madness, he's like, yo, I'm basically gonna give you my life story in this third so you guys can understand who Diz is. I'm from Lebanon, a war-torn country, civil war. I've survived that. You know, we left war where I could have been killed, rockets hitting my buildings, all that stuff. We moved to America. I moved to the hood, you know, and basically someone gets killed on my doorstep. I'm in all sorts of trouble. I gotta go. You know, I'm out of here. So we moved to the burbs, and now he's getting called Doom Coon, all sorts of words, and Sand Ninja. He doesn't say ninja. We're gonna let you hear what he says. You know, yeah, he
I got
actually
it.
says it. All right, here we go.
All right. So let's play a little 10, 15 seconds of this because I ain't going through the whole thing.
Things started around in my mind now. I didn't know what he was talking about, but I can feel the vibe now. And then he told me you a sand nigga. Yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. Yeah. No, listen.
Look at active. Look at active. I'm like, damn, you did that, dude. You crazy, kid.
Wait, hold on. There's one more part here. This is like very meme worthy. I gotta play this last part here.
Yeah. No, I'm getting it off. I don't give a fuck.
Yo, the do-rag is crazy. Like, why do you keep the do-rag on?
Oh man.
He took the muscle suit off but kept the do-rag. That's not even a do-rag. That's supposed to be like the not the turban. My apologies. The head dressing, head garb that real Sikh wears, man. So this is wild. He looked crazy. All right, so now that you guys have seen it, let's talk about it, right? So Dizaster, who's Lebanese, you know, Arabian, he's describing what he went through and what happened, you know, to him in life, how these folks, white folks, were calling him Sand Ninja. And he is about to get into, I guess, you know, he told a story on 15 Minutes of Fame. If you haven't seen it, how basically that led to him getting into all sorts of violent situations and almost, you know, unliving someone halfway to you know, to non-existing anymore. So, you know, therefore this is part of his makeup, and I guess he was going to also relay it to, you know, why he, you know, relates to the struggle and how hip-hop took him in and battle rapping and black folks and all that stuff taking him in and everything. But as you saw in the clip, once he said the word and goes, yeah, I said it, yeah, it's almost like, oh, Diz, man, if you just kept going with the story, you know, you might have gotten a couple of people who like boo, but maybe some of the other folks might have stuck with the story. So, you know, for me personally, I'm gonna just get this off. For me personally, I see, you know, some of the outrage online and stuff like that. I understand it. If you feel that way, that's how you feel. If you feel no one except for Black Americans should use it, not only say Black Americans, but descendants of enslaved people in America, if you feel like they're the only ones who have the privilege to use it, then I get you. It's all good. But if you're those folks who fall into the, well, they grew up in the struggle and, this and that, then, you have to answer that within your own moral compass. That's not for me to decide. Me personally, I wish no one used it because I don't feel like you're getting, we took the strength back from the word, we took the power back. Whatever, if you feel that way, cool. But, I don't feel anyone should use it, but I do understand the context in which he was using it. Am I offended by the context in which he used it? Personally, no, because even when he was describing it through interviews and all that other stuff, he didn't use it. I know Dizaster has used it in the past, right? I get that. I don't agree with it, but Dizaster is also a Grape Street Crip. Like, what are you more offended by? Him being in Grape Street or him using the N word? Like,
Yeah, so
figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, but he did still show respect because he could have decided I'm going to continue to use it, or he didn't even want to use it in interviews. He would just say N word. Like, he's trying to show you, like, I have respect for the culture, even if I might use it with my super close friends and inner circle. While I'm out here at work and in public, I'm not going to use it as just a common phrase like my dog or my people or my homie. So you can see that he understands, but probably bad timing, bad choice, bad city. People may not be listening. They might just hear you say N word and then you're going, yeah, I said it. Yeah, I said it. So if you only halfway listening, it's like, F him, man. Get him out of here. Like, it doesn't matter at that point. So,
yeah.
just court awareness he didn't have, man. Like, he just didn't have the court awareness.
No
What
awareness.
What do you think, France?
Yeah, no awareness at all. It's a bit of a complex thing because it's like I understand the message where it's like there is this prejudice towards Middle Eastern people that they face, and just like on the West Coast, like if you're around a lot of people that let you rock with it, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, the West Coast gave everybody a pass. You could be
You know,
Hunganese, you could be
right.
Vietnamese, Japanese, ninja, please. You all can use it. Don't matter.
Yeah, so like depends where you're at. Like also like in the East, like you got a lot of black and brown pride here, but that's not everywhere across the country. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right.
So I understand that aspect of it. I just also feel like the layer problem of all this is the awareness, and it's like this wasn't the proper medium to out to have this message put across. You know what I'm saying? Like this wasn't the time for it. And I will say like this isn't the first time he's used it. You know what I'm saying? You could go back
Yeah.
5-6 years ago, Massacre 3, I think it was, when Marvel was on the pay-per-view commentary and try to address Dizaster, like, yo, I don't appreciate you using it. And Dizaster pretty much I
Basically challenged him to a squab.
He was like,
what are you gonna say?
He's like, I've been using my whole life. What you trying to tell me? So like, so then there's people out there that feel like, yo, he's been saying it and no one's ever canceled him or addressed him for it. So like, why are we mad now? And
I mean, he's been addressed. People have it always ruffles some feathers here or there. You know what I mean? But it's like, he's not a white guy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
he's a creole. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, what do you expect?
What was I gonna say, man? I forgot. I forgot my last point for it. Oh, I remember now. Just because you have not had an issue with him doing it in the past doesn't mean you cannot still not have an issue with it now. Like you can change your stance on things too, right?
True.
So like just because like he did it before and got a pass and nobody addressed it or everybody around him just let it rock doesn't mean that now you're like, no, now I'm not okay with it at all. So like just because I accepted it in the past, I have to accept it now. Like, no, we don't have to do that. But then there's also that same exact perspective of he's done it in the past. I'm not gonna be upset at him doing it now because it's just on brand with who he is. Like I feel like both sides have some validity to it, but just ultimately he just wasn't the time to deliver the message and the way. And then this is where you got to give real Sikh credit because obviously he pinpointed this out in the first round, and then later on went about how he said like you appropriate culture. You know what I'm saying? You only use it when it's to your advantage. And then it's like he told this story like right now in this moment, and it's like this would have been advantageous for you, but it would completely backfire because you didn't have the IQ and awareness to properly package it or even realize this probably isn't the best time to use it.
But one clear distinction, though, at least this time, it wasn't him just like dropping an N-bomb like a explanation. You know what I'm saying? Because when he dropped it in the other battles, it was more like one of those years, but instead of he just dropped the N-bomb, because I get it, but in this situation, this ain't how it was. He was clearly telling his, life story, and this is what racist people called me. So I just wanted to put that distinction out there, and even Real Sikh had to talk about how he was called, the DC and the SN, and how he had to scrap a whole lot coming up, and how, he also felt all of that stuff too. So it's crazy how these dudes, share similar stories and, oppression and stuff like that. But like Real Sikh was like, well, this is a battle, so I'm gonna set it up and make you look like
like he said, Aki to Aki.
Aki to Aki.
You're making us look bad. And then
speaking of Akis, there's an Aki that was an MVP last night on Jerry Wess's team. We will get to that soon, but let's stick to these two Akis right now, though.
Yeah,
but Dizaster though, France? Diz had so much that he could have written about. All the stuff he was going through. He had another chance to, address the bull and the situation. Like, people were thirsty to hear all of this stuff, and he didn't serve any of that up. Like, he didn't address much of it, or if he did, it was like he had a whole opportunity to give the people the bloodbath that they were looking for, and then he could have told his life story. Could have. But Dizaster is a world-class battler, so who am I to tell him which direction to take his art in? But I'm just like, wow, it just boggles me that it's right here, but nonetheless, man, Diz gonna do what Diz does, I may not get it all the time, but he made World Star, so
doesn't help out that he called the Letterman a guest about a week or two prior.
He apologized for that.
I'm just saying.
He said you don't rap. He said you don't rap if you're not a rapper. He qualified it with if you're not a rapper. Don't do that.
No, I'm saying, but that bleeds into all of this though.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the public's already like, yo, you called him this.
Yeah. So like, you know what I'm saying? People already like, yo, you just call somebody a guest in hip hop and look what you're doing. Like, so
right.
And I get what he was saying when he said it, but it's just all bad timing.
Yeah,
but
no.
He's still crashing out. He's saying this Houston, one of the worst battle rap crowds. He had a quote.
He's the new algorithm boy. He knows this stuff's gonna keep the cycle spinning, dog. Come on, man.
He had a quote where he said, "My third round, I cried when I was writing, and this is the most heartfelt shit I've ever wrote." And the crowd did that to me. And then he said, "Before the battle, I told Sikh if the crowd did this to me, I need a rematch." And he agreed. I'm like, what the hell? Where did we get rematch clauses in battle rap? What is happening here? Like,
hey, it wasn't written. That was a verbal agreement. No NDA signed on that one. No, but yeah, man. I just expected. I expected Diz to do some Diz-like stuff, but I'm like, bruh, it's right there. Like, everything was on a plate. But nonetheless, man, we got a lot of entertainment out of it. We got a lot of fodder, and we got stuff to talk about for the next couple weeks with Dizaster, man, as the world turns.
All right, man. 30 minutes on this is sick. I'm ready to move on.
Man, let's go, player.
After that, we get a chance to kind of resalvage the night again. You know what I'm saying? Smack stopped keeping count after that. Smack was like, well, we got 1 for 1, Rum and Ace. After that, he stopped the 1 for 2, 2 for 3. He stopped that. He stopped counting after that. And so then
he lost count early.
Next battle, Fonz and Shotgun Suge hit the stage. And this was interesting because, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people didn't think Fonz could rise to the occasion, you know what I'm saying? Or the Sugar's a very dangerous big stage battle rapper. And, somebody on this pod predicted Fonz to win.
It wasn't me.
I know.
It wasn't me, man.
I predicted it.
Yeah, I know. Bruh.
Yeah.
All right, man. I ain't even going to waste y'all time. Listen, Fonz won this battle straight up. There's no way around it. Suge looked frazzled in round 1, like he wasn't certain of his material. And then Fonz was just landing bombs, like, consistently, man. Landing bombs. No over-the-top performance or anything like that, but he's moving around. He's doing his thing, but he is just landing bombs on Suge. So after after Fonz's first round is done, Suge ain't wasted no time. He's like, yeah, straight into it. Second round, clean. He's like, yeah. I'm like, okay, Suge. No over the top, like this is the moment. There was no, this is the jackhammer moment or sit him down. You know, no moment like that happened, but it was like, okay, Suge, whatever jitterness you had in round one, it's gone. Fonz ain't letting up at all. You know, he's doing his thing. This round is fake debatable. If you're looking for a debatable, that's on you, because Suge was like really good. You know what I'm saying? So if you're a Suge fan and you're going, yo, oh no, that second round is the round. You know what I'm saying? Compared to like Fonz's second round, you can debate that second round if you want to. But then third round, it was like, there ain't no debating this either. It was like, Fonz is just, yo, he was on a mission. He's like, y'all, he's like, Vlad, you telling me I need to worry about this big stage, how Suge is the spin move master and this and that, and you ain't gonna be able to keep up because Suge is this, Suge is that. Vlad, you don't know what you talking about. And Fonz, you got every right to say that right now, because in my mind, I'm thinking this is Suge. This is Summer Madness. He's done this on the stage numerous times before. This is just, you know, another day at the office. Fonz is the man who got to prove himself. Fonz, he proved himself, man. You know, the only thing that's debatable is it 2-1 or 3-0 Fonz? Like, that's how you're gonna look at it. But it was a decisive victory. Fonz was clean. He did his thing, man. Fonz, salute to you, big dog. Salute to you.
Yeah, I'm proud of Fonz. You know, I've been a big believer in Fonz, and I just felt prior to the battle, like, yo, like, why would I jump ship now? Like, I've been rooting for this guy for the last 3 years. I seen some people like, oh, Fonz, they're not gonna push you after this, and it's like, well, you know, Fonz has 3 gnomes and 2 Summer Madnesses now. You know what I'm saying? So he's got more big stage appearances, more main events on the league than the people that were saying that to him. You know what I'm saying? So like, it's like, yo, chill out. Fonz is right where he needs to be. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at Summer Madness last year against Danny, to the adjustments he made against Nitty, to this battle right now, this is just a great, there's a great trajectory for him. He even said in his post-game interview, he felt like mission accomplished, and he found the formula for what works up there. He also looked very comfortable. I will say, I wish there was, you know, again, like, I only want to give a real minor critique because this is their moment to shine, so I don't want to be too pessimistic about it. But there are moments where, like, there's a lot of bars that I'm writing down, and I'm just like, yo, this bar is so much more fire when I'm reading it than I guess the way it was performed. There's certain moments where there's, I guess, maybe the performance or the electricity isn't there, but he's such a heavy puncher that at some point he's just gonna connect with like a body blow, and it buckles. You buckle, like, you know what I'm saying? So Fonz did that, you know what I mean? Suge kind of reverted back to who he's supposed to be, man. You know what I'm saying? I've been thinking about
supposed to be.
You know, you don't rack up 17 losses on the app for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Prior to this past year where he had this run, like, Suge was in the pits for a little bit, you know what I'm saying? And even halfway through 2022, like, we made a top 20 list in the middle of the year with, you know, with Black Compass that got picked up by All Hip Hop, and we didn't have Suge in our 20 in June of last year. He went on a fantastic run that I have a lot of respect for, but deep down inside, I've always felt like that run was just a little, you know, over pushed by a lot of people in media and spaces, and also him campaigning, which is fine, but he's battled 15 times in 20 months on URL, and you could point to maybe 6 or 7 of those battles where the performance is just not good. So he's kind of 50-50 all in between and all that. And I just think it's about time for him to have a little bit of a break. You know what I'm saying? He's been booked the most so far this year on the league. You know what I'm saying? You could point to the Shuni battle. You could point to that Gnome Impact 2-on-2. I don't know what the hell was that. The 3-on-3 was good, but, you know, that whole thing was whatever, respectfully, because, like, you know, it was a weird experiment. So, like, I can't even say like he's been consistent lately, because his last 3-4 battles, like, I'm just kind of like, I did love the Kiss Slay performance, but I was at the She Happens battle, and I felt like that was underwhelming. So, like, I'm just starting to see him revert kind of back to who he was before he had that run, and it was a very invigorating run that I really respect. But, you know, like, this is just who he was prior to the run.
Oh, now I see why Suge Suge think you don't like him.
Oh man.
But Suge, he's not lying. France ain't lying.
Now,
I'm
listen,
glad France. No, no,
there's
wait.
a lot of
I'm glad.
details.
I'm glad that you cleaned it up and saying who he was before the run and not who he should be. You know what I
No,
mean? Because
no,
I
no,
feel
no.
like,
Yeah.
ultimately, man, Suge should be the guy who we saw in the incredible run all the time. So good job, player. All right. But
Now listen, bro, listen. Look, when we started the whole landscape of media back in 2017, like Suge was on a real big rise. Obviously, known jackhammer to Houston
yeah,
against Twork, and the Pat Stay battle. But after that, like
yeah.
in that same year, he had racked up the most amount of chokes he almost had in a single year. Then in the bubble during the pandemic, it was rough. You know what I'm saying? It really took a little bit of time for him to adjust to this new era when there wasn't any stages. And then he kind of got his mojo back. Like, don't forget, at one point in time, when he was booked against drugs, it was a 50-50 toss-up.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And I don't say this to downplay him. I say this to let's not be revisionist about the journey, because that makes you appreciate it more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
It makes
right.
it makes you appreciate the adversity he rose above, and the he got to damn near live a second peak in 3, 4, 5, 6 battles. He went and racked up 7 battles in a row on the URL app. You know what I'm saying? He starts a losing record because he racked up so many losses prior to that. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I'm
Clean
sorry,
it
man.
up, man. Bring it.
I just want to be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? I just want
I
to be
just want to
honest.
tell you about how many times you lose. It's all good.
But
In a row.
I do want to shoot him some bail on this though. His energy, regardless, even though he didn't look fully confident, you can kind of see like he's like squinting his eyes
He
and
was
trying to really
fighting.
like
Yeah, he was fighting.
he was fighting through, and his presence and energy is just so powerful that even when he's not fully locked in, he can still get that crowd ramped up. So make no mistake, that is a big stage monster when he's clicking on all cylinders. But you point to the Shuni battle and this battle, and it's like, damn, bro, like you were on 2
Caught
big
the
stages.
alley-oop this time.
Actually, almost every big stage you were on this year kind of was a bit of a letdown.
Oh my god! All right, let's get out of here, man. Let's get out.
No, now let's get out of here.
Let's get out of here. It's enough, man. Enough. You can't win. Let's move on. Man. Fonz, congratulations, player. Congratulations. You did your thing. Great performance. Bars were on point. That's another person who didn't have to sacrifice his bars. Like, he still did what he did, and the people were appreciative of it. He didn't try to change his style too much. He definitely adapted to that big stage. I say the performance can, still be worked on some, but you pick that up over time. But you did your thing, player. This is definitely a step up from the 2-on-2, and definitely a major step up from that Danny battle, last time on that big stage. So congratulations, big dog. Once again, UM1 came through.
Last point. I do think because he really wanted like the verb battle and the hollow battle, which he pretty much got in the midst of that run, and obviously he wanted the easy battle than the easy left URL. Do you think at some point he might have lost passion?
No, I think he might be tired, like you said, dog. Like, this takes a lot of mental capacity, and if you ain't got a team of writers just providing you with bars all day long, like, it's gonna be tough. If you don't got the OVO sweat camp working overtime for you, man, like,
I'll be honest.
Come up with one dance and all the joints, man.
When we had Homecoming 1, and I know Suge was trying his best to battle easy on that card, and it never happened. In that moment in time, I really felt like he was supposed to be the one to do it. Like all that momentum he had back in New York, would have been a dangerous sight.
Oh man, we'll get to all that later in the week, man.
Yeah, I do have another. I have a quote that he said from his post-game interview, but I'm gonna spin back to that when we can talk about DNA and Jerry. So let's keep moving.
All right, please, man. Spare Suge. We out of here, man. Let's go.
All right. Then we get to DNA and Jerry Wess, and let me say this: we both obviously never bet against DNA, but in the pod I was telling you, Vlad, this just can't go as predicted, right? The problem was, I had the Titus syndrome. Everybody's going in one direction. It makes me want to go the other direction automatically because I don't trust all y'all people. And when I seen the market of predictions of everybody in media and in these spaces, it's like, bruh, nobody believes in Jerry. Like, did we forget?
I don't think it's that no one believed in Jerry. It's just DNA just
No, but that's what I'm
loses.
saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, obviously, you have to believe in him to be like, yo, I know DNA is certified, but I think he could do it. Like, nobody believes in him for real.
It's not that he couldn't do it, but if you're giving a prediction, it's tough to bet against DNA. But France, you know what was crazy though, is that you were like, yo, who do you see getting? Not that he got bodied. I'm not saying that. But remember when I was like, yo, how ironic would it be? DNA's rolling around with 50 out there, and he's always streets need a body. He's in the power universe. How ironic would it be if he was the one to get bodied? And I'm not saying DNA got bodied. However, DNA lost this battle clear as day. He admitted to it. He admitted to the loss. Admitted he's got to go back to the drawing board and see some of the things that he could have implemented in this battle and make sure that he implements it in the next battle. And for DNA to admit that, it is what it is, man.
That's what I wanted to get at here. You know what I'm saying? DNA showing an extreme level of showmanship.
And humility also.
He said, I felt defeated. I felt like I lost. You got to take, this is his quote, I'm reading it. You got to take your wins with your losses. I'm going to go back to the drawing board for me, but Jerry did everything he was supposed to do. He outshowed me. Actually, Jerry Wess looked like DNA up there, and I looked like Jerry Wess.
Wow. Big praises, big words, man. Big words.
And that's where a moment where I'm like, I'm sorry, Vlad, I gotta do this again. See, Suge in his post-game interview said that he still thinks he won the battle. I'm just like, brother, like, this is a moment. This is a perfect moment for you to just like do what DNA did. Like, this route is so much more it's just more noble right now. You know what I'm saying? It's more transparent. But I get it. Battle rappers are always gonna feel like they won, so you should say that. But like, like DNA DNA had a better case to fake the funk than Suge. He was clean on 3 rounds.
He definitely could have spun it, but he was a man about it.
That's what I'm saying.
He admitted to it, but to this battle though, go ahead.
Yeah, I wanted to get to Jerry. It was earned because that first round.
He had to first round by who?
By Jerry. That first round by Jerry, it was like me on the podcast. It was like 2 for 7 from the field. It was like, hold on, what's going on here? He was almost kind of getting booed.
He picked it up though.
It started really rough. It
picked it up though.
I see everybody on the timeline like, see, why was this on Summer Madness? And then they delete their tweets afterwards.
This tweet is no longer available.
Yeah. And hold on, and let's talk about Jerry. But one more thing for DNA, he is so methodical, bro. Like, I don't feel like he landed any really big bombs outside of his rebuttals, but he was consistently landing solid to good jabs to a rate where it's like, all right, you're gonna have to have a high peak to beat this round, and that's what Jerry did. He fucking bought a prop every round and just had a higher peak every round.
He was haymakered out, man. Jerry was haymakered out. Yo, friends, I text you. I'm like, DNA's first round, like lyrically, like if you're reading it, all that stuff in the first and third, like it's well written, it's well structured, like it's going on, player.
Keep going, I got you.
When the lights go out, DNA's like his material was well structured, and much like France said, it was solid throughout, but Jerry just had higher highs. And to that, Jerry may have had some lower lows too, because there was some bars where I'm like, really? But for the most part, though, he took full advantage of what he does well. And yeah, man, he had a prop for every situation, every scenario. And his corner was on it. Everybody, I see what you're doing there, Frank. All right, Ron Artest. You see how the show started? You're like, oh, we're over an hour now. I got this under control.
Yeah.
I ain't got no words right now. Yeah, call me. Yeah, yellow-handed, yeah. Yeah, I just appeared in a cloud of smoke. Yeah.
Right,
know what I'm saying? Oh, I don't even remember what I was talking about at this point. Who we talking about? Who lost, man?
Talking about DNA and Jerry.
Oh, DNA, yeah, DNA definitely lost. But no, Jerry, man, he had the props, man. He had the basketball joint, and I was like, yo, you know what this reminded me of in a weird way? This almost like DNA and JC, except DNA kind of dropped the ball in that battle when he brought out Tech Nine, and they were doing the whole reporter thing, and then after that, JC just turned because DNA's first was incredible in that battle, though. I mean, he had super highs. Like it was like, what? Who's gonna beat this guy tonight? Like it is not gonna happen. And we saw what happened in the second and the third. But this battle, though, he never had those super highs in the first, but it was a solid structure first. And then, but when he rebutted the basketball and he's just out there confidently dribbling and just getting to the rebuttals, I'm like, oh, this might get
that was elite. That was elite.
He looked so comfortable, and I'm like, oh, this might get dark. This might be where DNA turns up. Like
I thought for sure DNA was gonna win that second round.
Dude, I'm like, this is gonna be the opposite of the JC battle. Because in that JC battle, that's when JC took DNA champagne. He's walking around the stage and he turned up on him. I'm like, oh, this is about to go the other way around. DNA's taking a prop and he's about to fly up out of here. His round was good, but then Jerry came back and it was like, oh, okay, all right, okay. And then in the third round, it's more the same, DNA's doing his thing, solidly written round. And France, the Ock that was with Jerry Wess, I'm like, this guy's an MVP, man. He's holding the water down. He's telling him when to slow down. When he's like he's a real coach out there. I'm like, it's just the guy that's handing him the identities. Like I don't know. So he goes, yo, I'll be back. And I'm like, where's this guy going? Like, what trick does he have up his sleeve? Like, why is leaving? Like, where's he going? Jerry's gonna do something. Lo and behold, man, he comes back. He has some scorpion bar. You see his man in the scorpion stance, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right, Jerry, I see what's going on here. I'm thinking he's gonna like throw the, get over here. But then he does the punch from the other side, and he's got a second dude dressed up as Scorpion. I'm like, what? This guy has out-propped, out-thought, out-entertained DNA. This has been your friends. I can't hear you, bro. You're muted. Look at you, man. Look at you. Look at you. You're muting yourself. Look at you, man.
What else?
Oh, and this is the founder of LTBR over here, man. Pure degenerate. Now your screen's freezing up. Your computer's losing brain cells as we speak.
All right. The first question I want to ask you is: are you familiar with Mortal Kombat, the games you played growing up? Like,
yes.
Okay, so you know that move where like Scorpion comes from one side and then he ends up on the other side.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed it, but the other dude that came from the other side, you can see that one point in the battle. He's like rummaging through like DNA, like entourage. He's like pushing people, and they're like, "Yo, what the hell? Who are you? Like, what are you doing here?" You know what I'm saying? And
it almost didn't work.
You just see him, he's like, "No, I need to get this off. Move." I'm just like, "Yo, he is dedicated, bro."
Yo, Jerry Wess's crew is dedicated to whatever they decide to do, whether it's taking your identities or performing battle raps. Man, they are going to go above and beyond. So. Man, like that was and let's not forget the Don DeMarco. Like, first of all, Don DeMarco wasn't even in the building. We had DJ Danny Ocean, and
shout out DJ Danny Ocean.
Word salute to him, man. And he was able to get the original Don DeMarco drops, and Jerry Wess was able to weave it into his bars and drop the Don DeMarco. Crowd went wild, man.
I actually have a clip of that, actually.
Oh, let's go, man. Let's go.
Yeah, let's get that on the screen.
Catch me if you can. Oh, Habibim, good shit, brother. Good shit, brother.
You see, hold on. You see, this is why Bashir talked about what he talked about. You know what
I said, brother. Come on, man. Yo, Anybody that's still wearing plaid boxers here in 2023? Yo, with the jogging cargos, watch out, yo. We're the mother, man.
Yo, Jerry had
All jokes, man. Salute to him.
He had a prop every round, and like
Come on, man.
The level of risk, creativity, and execution is like the part of all of it that like you just have to tip your hat to, because it's like, bro, you're so committed to executing this idea, and it's successful, and it's very risky because in the moment, if even if like we might like it, if you mess up anywhere along the lines, like it's flat, it's done for you. You know what I'm saying? It's real a sink or swim situation here. And I'm not gonna lie, there's moments where like he just has all these peaks and valleys. You said it best. He had higher highs, but also had lower lows. But like it's just a moment where it's like you have a scheme that you hate, but then it's a scheme that you love. Like I can't explain it, bro. Like you really like just have to sit there and watch a Jerry Wess performance.
Take the good, you take the bad, you take both, and there you have.
And just go through the motions, and you're just like, I left with something here. Something happened just now.
Hey man, I'm happy.
He had a really interesting quote after his post-game interview.
Okay.
I want to read this. He says, I was quiet for the process of this battle because I wanted to level up. I had to be focused for this battle. I felt that I owe the fans. This is me giving the rest of the percentage that they weren't receiving from me, especially for how much they rocked with me and believed in me in the past. And I promise I'm going to do more promo and be more active on social media for the fans. Y'all deserve it. I'm officially top tier.
Salute to Jerry Wess, man.
Yeah, even if somebody wants to nitpick that last part, even if somebody wants to nitpick that last part, top, forget all that.
Yeah, the top tier performance, I'll say that.
Yeah. The point is that he is now self-aware that the people are yearning for more from him, and he's been leaving his talents and so much on the table. And he's like, no more, man. No more. You know what I'm saying? I got y'all.
Salute to that.
You know, he was patient, bro. I mean, like, you know, prior to, you know, he came in 2015 into the league. Had a couple years where it was just like, you know, going through the mid-tier purgatory. Then he has a breakout performance against Glue Easy, and they just give him the ultimate push. The man goes from Glue Easy to John and Nitty. Yeah. Like I ain't never seen a leap like that ever. And he goes through a bunch of top tiers that name: Nitty, Danny, Chilla, Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? John, and it's kind of 50-50. Then the competition tones down a bit. He's battling Swamp and Loso and more people that kind of in his range, and he's still kind of struggling. You know what I'm saying? He's not winning clearly. And then he takes some time off. Obviously, he had an injury, had to heal, had to recover. Comes back to that Castro battle, which then sparked the Castro article. That's how great that performance was. And then you know, still had a layoff after that. Like we didn't see him for quite some time, and that's just because he still probably uses a Motorola phone. And, you know what I'm saying? Like he's not on the internet. Like it's just like, where is this guy? Matter of fact, you remember I saw him at Chrome 23's the first card when he get the money. I was like, Jerry. He was like, France. And I was like, Jerry. He's like, my France. Yeah. And then, you know, we like take a flick. Like, look at this guy. Look what I just found, bro. Where you been?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you know, pretty much he's finally back in the mix. Battles Floods, gets on 2-on-2, and now I guess he's now realizing, like, yo, I stood the course, I stood patient, I didn't complain, I waited my turn, I worked hard, and I deserve this.
Yeah, he got it. Salute, man. Clear win over DNA on Summer Madness. That's a feather in your cap, bro.
And now you got people like TAY ROC saying I want to battle him. You got people like Clip saying I want to battle him.
Salute to Brooklyn,
you got Verb.
Oh, that is your battle rap wet dream, yo. Jerry Wess.
Oh, and Clips
versus Charlie Clips.
Yo, the space laughed at me because like somebody's like, I want to see Jerry Clips, and I just burst out. I said, yes.
Yeah, I heard you, man.
Oh, you heard it?
Yeah. You did it twice. You did it twice.
Like, France, take it easy, friend.
You with me too? I was like, oh, man.
I've been asking for this for quite some time.
I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Clips might die, yo.
I've been asking for this for quite some time.
Clips might die. He might die, yo. That would be ill. You get back-to-back clear decisive victories over DNA and Charlie Clips, man. Oh my gosh. You're a New York City legend after that point. In New York? Oh Lord.
Feel me?
Whew. Let's push that narrative, yo. Jerry West versus Charlie Clips
But you ain't gotta tell me twice.
at homecoming.
You ain't gotta tell me twice.
URL in November. The real is back.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about the homecoming updates too. So the next battle after DNA and Jerry West, T Top and John and
Oof.
Don
Oh my god.
hit the stage, and I'm just look. Hold on, let me say this. You know, I am damn near a John apologist. I've always been defending him very, very highly. Same with T Top. These are two of my guys. You know what I'm saying? These are two guys I stick up for a lot, and I'm a big fan of both of them. I respect their career, and you know, they devalue this card, bro. You know what I'm saying? When you look at whatever rating this card has, you have to look at them, and they're part of the reason why it's not higher.
I concur. The battle was not good.
No.
Not much replay value.
No.
A lot of chatty pattiness.
It was an angleception of gossip.
I couldn't really follow what was going on. Are they messing with the same girl? They were, but then
Same girl.
not. And doom, 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 doom.
Yo, John, what up, top? Gotta introduce
Whoa,
you to
whoa.
this girl.
Don't get canceled. Doom, 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 doom.
She pulled up on bullpen.
Blowing that haymaker. Doom, 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 doom.
Wait a minute, hold up, top. Was she in a space? Man. Went to RBE. Yep. Saw her on TV. Yep. Can't believe this chick. Damn. Tell me what's wrong, John. What the hell you damning about? Your homie, so to say, what's on your mind? Man, I didn't know that you was talking about her.
Same girl. Same girl. Do, do, do,
Oh,
do, do. Salute to those two for engaging in some form of nonsense. And they brought it all to the forefront. No one cared. Yeah, man, clip that, yo, please. Oh my god.
Yeah, on the audio, pull up to the YouTube around like a minute.
Please, man.
Like 16.
No, hour and 18, maybe an hour and 17, and laugh your ass off. And while you're here, please subscribe to LTBR Podcast on YouTube. If you enjoyed that, if you got a laugh out of that, man, hit the like button, drop a comment, follow your boys, man. All right, man. Okay.
I don't want to spend too much time on this battle. Respect.
No, we done, man. We done. Like, it was a gossip fest. I didn't care for the gossip in particular. It wasn't landed well. Although, strangely enough, John's third round was kind of fire in a weird way. But it was like, why are you delivering like good bars right now? Like, I don't understand what's going on here. Like, I'm not involved in this battle anymore. But
yeah,
hey, at least that battle gave us that same girl, rendition you just dropped. So that's one positive we can get from that.
John won the fan vote, yet T-Top won our Twitter poll. So I do think the battle is like really debatable, but it's not a battle of like great replay value for neither of the two of them, which was just a little disappointing because I know a lot of people were down on the battle. Plus, it was a rematch, but I got a chance to write our narrative article for it, and I guess it makes me look crazy now. But I just really, I just really respect the fact that both these guys have been here multiple times and they've experienced every emotion of Summer Madness. And yeah, you might say one's on the decline in John. But I just didn't think it'd be that bad, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man. But it is what it is.
It is what it is. Then we
Next
get
battle, please.
New Jersey Twork and Hollow the Don.
Ooh.
Yo,
Huh.
I want to start by saying this. Obviously, at this point of the night, I think the crowd started to definitely feel some pain from the previous battle. We're getting a little tired. We're getting a little battle fatigued. And I know again you want to listen to the bars, you're not listening to crowd reactions, but it does play a little bit of a role. Like we can't psychologically act like it doesn't, at least not on first watch. And I got a chance to rewatch the battle. That battle was very slept on. They both had really good like moments in the
No, it was a
battle.
good battle. It
It was a good
was a
battle.
very good battle.
But they also had moments I feel like they reverted away from who they normally are, which I didn't like. You know what I'm saying? Like,
How so?
okay, so like I'm not that big of a fan of this like slow walk version of Twork. You know what I'm saying? Like this real like he's kind of like leading into things and breaking down bars that Hollow said, and then like transitioning it into a bar. Like it's like a lot of setups, and like Twork is really good at making setups connect to his punch. They're all real conducive, but like I wanted to see him bomb, and that's why you see him towards the end of his first round when he says that Nate Dogg bar. Then he starts to get into they went this side, dyslexic. Like that's the pacing that I'm expecting from Twork on the big stage, and that's why those bars had such a higher reaction as opposed to the other one where he talked about the intercom and generator, and you talked about playing PS7 when we was playing PS2. So I don't really like the slow walk version of Turk. I like him more rampant, explosive. But the man always got some great material. When he's like, "There's 5 people in your class. How you weren't special?" Like there's always great lines, but I definitely wish he stuck to what I'm normally used to seeing from him. Maybe he overthought the battle a little bit. And Hollow has the same thing. Hollow has all these peaks and valleys where it's like one moment it feels like a massive dry spot, and then you have another moment where it's like he gets to this Jesus Christ bar. I have it written down here. I actually want to read this because it was so crazy. I'm pulling it up right now. He says here, I heard he got 30K for the Rock battle. I done got paid twice to not battle. 10 years from now, he'll be battling still. Not because he love it, because he's in the 10-year battle deal. You can do your own thing, believe it or not, but Beezy's is pops. So you can see like the last guy, you're only keeping your spot because your battles are easy to block. You can't even watch Belly because it got lit in the blue room. He can't drink any Remy because it's too soon. Well, I kept the light, loaded enough chrome to be easy twice, and put the lead in Jerusalem. Like Jesus Christ! Like I was like, yo, hold on, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely felt like he could have moments he wanted more reaction for that. And I don't know, it was a lot of peak and valleys from both of them.
Listen, I actually enjoyed the slow cooking. I thought it was dope.
You liked it.
Yeah, yo, man. Listen, the man's trying new things, and for the most part, like they were working. Like it wasn't any point where I was like, "Oh man, this is corny," or like, "Why is he doing this?" It sometimes, man, that change of pace definitely works, man. It works in basketball and it works in battle rap also. So, and as far as performance wise and just the bigger bombs, it definitely and the more consistency, it definitely went to Twork. Hallow definitely did have some ashy spots in his battle for sure, but he definitely, still manages to pull out some incredibly witty stuff and some genius material. But then on the flip side, there's some material where you're like, all right, well, the lowest lows from Twork is still not as bad as that. So, and he's, you know, either matching Hollow's bombs or surpassing Hollow's bombs. So if I'm just thinking about battle rap from that standpoint, how could I give the battle to Hollow, right? But Hollow fought valiantly. Oh, I can't even say the word tonight. It's so late. Valiantly. Yes, there you go. Excuse me.
I told you I got my field goal percentage up. Look at that. I told you.
Hey, there you go. Okay, we got you. Yeah, now that you've put down. but listen, man. Yeah. I mean, New Jersey Twork with the Loaded Lux impersonation at the end of that third round, and just kind of reenacting the 2-1-2 also, but still using like a hybrid form of this new Tworkish style. It was dope, man. It was a dope visual. It was dope to listen to. He was super committed to the performance. Not at one single time was I afraid that he was going to choke, slip, forget his bars. He even had extra raps. New Jersey Twork is focused, man. He is super focused, and I have to give him his props. He is on a dope, big battle rap platform run. I don't know about some of them little places.
He's
It's
gone
neither
on some,
here nor there, but on the big
no,
runs where it
this
counts,
this
he's
year
showing up.
this
Where
year
it
he's
counts
even
for him.
shown this year he's even shown up on the smaller leagues, like when he went to that one rounder on bullpen and others. I'm like, oh, hold on, he's giving 100% effort everywhere he goes, and
Yeah,
I gotta give Anwar credit too, because Anwar obviously has been real disciplined. You know, every time Twork's rapping, Anwar's nearby, and you can see Anwar reciting the bars. So damn near Anwar has memorized his material with him, and he's like timing everything while Twork is
right.
performing. So like that just shows you how focused they are and how disciplined they've taken their preparation. And Twork, I gotta also salute the fact that he stood by what he said earlier this year in January. I'm done doing no interviews this year.
Yeah,
I'm just letting the work speak for itself. Every
yeah.
battle, every event, ain't no post game interviews. He just lets you know what's up and goes along his way. And he always ends up being one of the top performers. I'm not gonna lie, I definitely felt like I just wanted to see him kind of like, maybe because I didn't get any of his special moves. Maybe that's why I felt a little bit like there was some desire. Like I didn't get no
Yeah, look at
strapped
you.
in.
Yeah,
And,
I was strapped in.
hell yeah!
I strapped you in the coma. Man, that
Time out,
that every moment.
time out,
That's what you
time
wanted to
out,
do at home. That's what you
time
wanted to
out,
do.
time out.
That's what you
This ma-
wanted to do.
He hasn't been on Summer Madness since 2019. You damn right I want to strapped in.
Hey, yo, that sounds crazy. Your man has matured. He's trying new styles. He wants to
Yeah.
create new moments, new slogans, and evolve. All right. He can lean on that I'm strapped in and all those other things that we're familiar with. But he's like, nah, man, y'all gonna respect this pen and y'all gonna respect this
No,
pimping because I'm putting down
no,
the pimp
of
slap
course.
right here. So
I think when you beat somebody without your special moves,
come
it's
on, man. And not just somebody. Hollow the dinning on.
yes. When
That's also trying.
you get a victory over a god tier like Hollow in this capacity without using your special moves, it's in hindsight becomes extremely impressive. But in real time, you're like, yeah, I wanted to bounce. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. You wanted to be like Nunu Nails at your crib, right? That's what you wanted to
Guy,
do.
you know what?
That's what you wanted.
We getting rid of Vlad now. You know what I'm saying? Now we kicked him out. You know what I'm saying? That was my podcast. You know what? You know what? He could go now, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking no disrespect. Ain't taking no disrespect. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I want you to use your slogan.
Go watch his old battles, man.
So you know, I know Suge didn't have a clean performance, but if he didn't give me none of his stuff, you think I wouldn't have been upset? I would have, or a little like left the desire more. I would have. You know,
I hear you. I hear you.
Look, but I do think Hollow did good enough for like you look at our Twitter poll, it's like 67-33%. So like that's in the ballpark range for you might find some people to say Hollow won the battle. After rewatching it today, I felt like Twork definitely got that first round super clear. I got to give Hollow a ton of props for rebuttaling the dyslexic bar, even though like the LW thing, it might not make some sense to some people, but like it was a crafty enough rebuttal. It was clean. It was a clutch rebuttal. So I felt like he definitely, like I said, a lot of peaks and valleys where like I'm like, you know what, man, this is Hollow's second time this year battling in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? 2 weeks apart, 3 weeks apart, whatever it may have been. And I got to salute.
But Hollow's always been like that too, though. Like he's always had.
Not always.
Really
not
dope
always.
Moment.
I'm at the schedule. I'm at the schedule.
Yeah. Oh no. I mean, like sometimes he's had really dope moments in the battle. And the bars are just ashy sometimes, and you're like, But it is what it is. It comes with that genius. Yeah, you'll get something super creative, so off the wall, and they try to meet another mark, and you're like, I could have stayed on the chopping block, but.
I did like when he pulled out the envelope and then Twork's like, none of this is real. But then he started reading every charge. And then he got a smile out of Twork, and Twork's like, bro, I know this isn't real, but you're about to execute this in a way that like this is something that I like from Hollow to Don. Like, you know what I'm saying? Actually, Hollow has some good counter writing too, because he had a couple of stuff he predicted that Twork would say, and Twork did say it.
There you go, man. This was a good battle. This was a good battle. This was a rewatchable battle. It has moments, and although there is a clear winner, in my opinion, there's definitely lots of redeeming qualities from this battle and lots of great moments. So I would definitely check this battle out as one of the first battles that I watch. If you go back and you got to watch the VOD, which is out now on Caffeine.
Yes. Good run for Twork, you know what I'm saying? Then we get a bit of the brief intermission where we get the homecoming stuff going on there, you know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
Loaded Lux comes on the stage and
that,
they're
that, that
like,
was all
oh,
a mess. That was all a
it,
mess.
it was a mess.
And look, as tired as I was, I'm like,
Yeah.
what's happening here right now? Like, no one's reacting. Like, nobody cares. Smack is like, somebody just get out here. Somebody walk out here, please. Say something.
Hey, you know, we left something out. When
Oh,
Arsenal,
the guest host. Yeah.
well, that too, but also when Arsenal flipped the coin and kind of hosted Suge and Fonz, and at the end he grabbed the microphone and was like, "Bruh, I don't know what Smack is drinking, but I'm fucked up right now. All right, I'm fighting for my life." And he
Like, I
does
don't
this
know how
all
he
the
does
time.
this.
How does he
Right.
do this?
Salute
Yeah.
to Smack, man. Salute to. You know what?
Yeah.
While we're on an intermission before we get to the main event, I definitely didn't mind. You know, we saw the people who've always been staples in Summer Madness, and the co-hosting was cool. They came out, they introduced it. It wasn't weird. It wasn't strange. They didn't just get some random celebs who just like watching battle rap who we've never seen before, but they got a name. Like, it wasn't that. And Smack was there all night. So it worked out in that capacity. I wasn't mad at it. I wouldn't be mad if they did it again, because it's like paying homage to those that helped build the brand. So it was a good look.
Yeah, it was a great look. Big shout out to the commentary too. We had Luke Castro and EK early in the evening, and Jay Black did the fantastic job that he does. You know what I'm saying? And then so Loaded Lux gets on the stage.
No. Mhm.
Loaded Lux is on the stage, and prior to Summer Madness, earlier in the week, Loaded Lux is like, "I'm going to Houston. I got an announcement."
Oh,
And everybody's like, "Oh, brother, what is this guy gonna say?" They're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what is it? Is it an album? Is it a party? Like, what is it? A party?
40? You got shot at a 40?
And it was a party because afterwards, Smack was like, "We going over here afterwards after party."
We going
You
to
know?
say La Vie. I'm going to be there for 12 minutes. Come see me.
And then they're like, Loaded Lux like, "Who y'all want me to battle next?" And then Nitty brilliantly just pops out. I was like, "Hello."
Yeah, they was like, Danny Meyer.
And
He was like, what?
then Lux is like,
I
"This
can't
guy?
hear that.
This guy?"
Danny Meyer.
He's like, we can definitely do this.
They were like, well, Danny decided he wanted to run out the yard. We had to bring him back in. He's on big stage time out for a second. We let him do the 2-on-2 because we promised the big gal that she was going to get her bread. But Danny's going to have to wait. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, drop a comment. I am an original card carrying Yikers Island member, so I can get them jokes off.
Yes, you can. So actually, I have a question for you. Do you actually prefer Danny to battle Lux instead of Nitty?
Oh man, there's two different dynamics. I think we get two completely different battles.
Right.
I want to see both battles for two completely different reasons. Like, I want to see where, like, we know Lux and we know how these guys revere Lux, so we know where their minds will try to go. And I know with Danny, just get crazy left, and with Rum Nitty, we know it's gonna be out of space. I want to see both battles, man. But as far as a battle in New York, and I want the night to go well, I think I'm gonna go with the Rum Nitty battle.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. I think I agree with you. Actually, I do want to see both. I want to see where both battles happen. I want to see one of the two of them probably battle them in a small room, but obviously because Homecoming's around the corner, I'm gonna go with Rum Nitty instead. He has all this momentum. Plus, he does have he still has a crazy schedule to get through still. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I know I've seen some people in media that were hesitant, like, I want him to battle Rum, but he's got Jazz and Ilmac. Yeah. He's got too many battles. When I heard that he's got too many battles thing, I was like, Danny's battled 21.
Stat man, do 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 do. Stat man, do 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 do. Stat man, do 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 do. Stat man, do 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 do. Stat man.
Danny's battled 21 times this year to Nitty 8.
This year? Oh my gosh. Huh?
What's this too many battles thing? I'm confused.
Listen. That word in battle rap, narrative, that would be very appropriate right about now. You know, somebody's battled 21 times compared to 8, and you're talking about the guy who battled 8 times has battled way too much. Either you're not paying attention, you are a Danny Myers perspirer, or you just don't get it. Like, the numbers prove to themselves. And you just got to look at the quality of the material that's been dropping from both parties in each of their battles. So you make up your mind. But I do want to see both, though, because I know Danny be getting quirky with his bars and him battling Lux. Like, where's that brain going to go to?
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't ever want to see it, but right now I think that my first in line for me would be Nitty.
I don't want to see Danny Myers hit the worm in the middle of, like...
Bring out Lux! like
he gonna land a bar and then he's gonna do the worm across Urban Plaza stage versus Lux. I'll be like, yeah, let's get out of here, man. Danny's lost his mind.
All right, and then, this part here was interesting because they tried to play a trailer during the stream, and the trailer didn't play, which is probably the mess you were talking about. It was a mess, but Murda Mook has been confirmed for Homecoming, so it looks like they locked in Mook. You know what I'm saying? They locked him in. They're trying to probably lock in Lux. That would be a great thing to have Mook and Lux on a New York card. They both have not
come
battled.
On, hello.
They both have battled together in New York since 2014, bro.
What if we can get Rex on the card? Rex was good.
And Rex was on that card too. Rex on that card too.
Oh, that's confirmed.
No, I'm saying the last time Mook and Lux battled on the same card and in New York.
Got you. Okay, yes,
2014,
yes,
and you said Rex. I'm like, oh, Rex was on that card too.
Right.
So that's last time you had all three of them together.
And if they can figure it out with the guy who believes he's in contract, not in contract, but I don't know if they can figure out their situation with King Sean.
Bro, hold on, yo,
talk about Homecoming.
I want to give a round of applause because you said, I was talking about this today. I was like, honestly, I don't want to see him versus Briz. I know that Mook has like a real big admiration for Twork. He was on the stage for his battle, and he said afterwards, he said, Twork, I'm afraid of Twork, so I think he's inspired to want to battle him. But in a parallel world, if I could have it my way, Murda Mook and K Shine is a battle that I need and like too, bro. I just want to say that.
Oh man, well, that'll be a pretty good one. But they're probably...
I'm glad you said that. I felt the exact same way.
But hey, listen, you know.
But back to being more
realistic, or at least get him on the card. At least get him on the card. Maybe he don't got to battle Mook or whatever, but get him on the card. You know what I mean?
Back to Earth. I would love for it to be Twork. Obviously they said November, so the date is very key here because Twork's battling Shotty Horror in November 19th. So like, why are you laughing?
He better not book him. I know Shotty's like, please don't book him. Don't book him.
Nah, with everything that's happened, I don't think you can cancel on them again. I don't think you can do that. But like if the Mook battle was on the same weekend as that weekend or in between that, because it's only 4 weeks in November, right? It can't be the first week in November. So like, I don't know, bro. It's kind of like, what weekend does this fall on for it to make sense for Twork to be able to have enough time? Because even if it's a week apart, I'm going to be skeptical of him battling Murda Mook and Shotty Horror a week apart. Even 2 weeks apart, I'll still be skeptical. You feel me?
Stop. Don't even talk like that. People in the UK are biting their fingernails right now that you're talking about this possibility of this match happening.
No, I'm talking about the reason why it probably
don't get the bloke scared, man. Don't get the bloke scared. Hey,
listen, all y'all out there, the bruvs, y'all safe because I think
put the shanks down, bro.
I think there could be a massive scheduling conflict arise here. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, we know what's going to happen.
But the reason why I bring up Twork is because did you see the post battles.
I
Like
did, yeah. Mook said, yeah, he's ain't scared.
Mook,
And
Mook
he
said,
better be.
Mook said, listen, I was afraid of Lux when we rematch. I was afraid of
Oh.
Rock. I was afraid of Geechee, and I feel that same fear for Twork. That lets you know his eye is on that battle, and it have been in the ring before in that 2-on-2. So like, you know,
And how did that turn out? That
that
whole
was
situation was ashy right there. That was terrible.
it was a cringe classic.
They still talking through my rounds, gang. Yeah, that was a mess, man.
You said I
But
choked in the battle. You got choked in a battle.
yeah, they were still trying to rap. Calico and Mook checked out. I was like, what's going on? All right, man. Let's land this plane, France. We're an hour and 40 minutes in. Let's get to this main event. Let's land this plane. Let's bring this home.
All right, man. Main event time. TAY ROC and Ave hit the stage, and like I said earlier in our for takeaways, I got to give them credit for revitalizing the stage after such a long night. I got to give credit to
Talk
the URL
about it.
staff for rushing this event as much as possible to give every MC and the main event as much energy as they could. And I really felt like they had a very competitive battle. That first round, man, in real time, I'm like, how do I judge this first round? This round is fucking crazy.
And I've only seen the battle once, so it's like I'm kicking myself in the ass right now for only seeing it once. Yo, it really, it's like the flow patterns mixed with the punches from Rock versus just the sheer strength and where Av was willing to take some of his bars to and some of the subjects he was willing to talk about, which was kind of like, were we really friends if you're accusing me of this stuff in a public forum? Like, what's going on here? Like,
He took it there.
come on, man. Like,
He said, we brothers, we're not gonna take it there. You know what I'm saying? And it's like,
I'm just gonna accuse you of waving that rainbow flag.
now I see why. Now I see why I didn't want to talk in these face offs. I see.
You got crazy, man. I mean, you didn't visit me when I was about to die, and this and that. And it's like, well, you never moved like you was part of this crew. You ain't come to my battles, and it was so much going on, man. And all that set aside, it comes down to flows versus punches. And it's not a cop out. If you're a fan of Rock, you got Rock did what he needed to do for you to say Rock won this battle. If you're riding with Av, he did what you needed him to do for you to say that he won this battle. Now it's going to become more critical when you come down to inspecting the bars and breaking them all down. I'm sure like when you do the CompuBox, even though you might favor one person because you rock with them more and you felt like they did what you needed them to do, you might change your mind because it's that close of a battle to me. I definitely need a definitive second watch, but man, I couldn't believe what Av was taking some of his bars to in this battle. Right?
I think everybody needs a definitive second watch for that battle. That first round was so competitive that I think you're doing an injustice to try to give it a definitive winner. I mean, you're obviously going to say how you feel in real time, but like, you got to comb through that joint. And I got a chance to give it a rewatch today.
What do you think?
I think you described it very well. Like, if you're enjoying the flows that TAY ROC brings, like, you're enamored by what he's doing because everything that Av is kind of missing, TAY ROC is presenting with the fluidity of like his flows and the pockets that he's in. The punches aren't as potent, but that's where you have Av with all these punches.
But he still got him though. He still got him,
he does. He obviously, when he said like your failures, you're a failure like his kidneys. I was like,
oh my gosh.
I was like, damn, bro, what? You know what I'm saying?
But then real life ball, man.
But then Av turns around and is like, he's like, to Briz, he's like, Briz, you felt Rock stone cold. You felt Rock was a stone cold bitch, and then the next Monday Night Raw, like he had all that going. You know what I'm saying? Gridiron Gang. If you exhibit Rock as the coach, the first to take a flight, that was simple. You don't need a mirror, you need a mirror. Like, I've had some shit, man. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think when I rewatch, I'm kind of favoring some of the punchlines a bit more. So like,
I ended up got Rock's EFB flips, man, which just worked out so well. And man, the flows was just so crazy. Even the way he started off the battle, man. Like, Oh man, his pacing and just that the way he delivered that, grave bar and stuff like that. Like he was on. They
Pitchfork like
both were on it.
Aquaman, send you to
Mm,
MLK Ave. Oh my god, trigger finger itching, made from a poison oak. Like Rock had just so much where I'm just like, man, the rewatch is just kind of making me appreciate the punchlines that I didn't probably catch from Av the first time around. So
yeah.
I kind of left with Av like edging that first round, very competitive. You can give it to either or, and I had him taking the second towards
Mm.
like he ran away with it towards the end. He came with really long rounds. He was clipped up.
Yeah.
He was traumatized from that DNA battle. He said, "Never again, never again." And then he came clipped up with a clean 8 minute piece, 9 minute piece. You know, what I'm saying, plus crowd reaction, of course. But it really helped out in his advantage. I thought the third round gave it a rock. If I didn't really favor the Fred angle when it was first presented against Rock, I'm not gonna favor it now. You know what I'm saying?
Especially
So
with no visual or audio proof. For me, ah, the first round, super close round in real time. And mind you, at this point in time, I'm just like, "Ugh, let's bring this battle home already. Let's Smack was tired. It was
yeah,
Av's turn to go. All
Smack
right,
said
last round.
last round at the bottom of the first. Last round. It's like it's the bottom of the first. Smack, what are you talking about? I ain't even rapped yet. What do you mean
I'm
last
like,
round?
that wasn't no last round. I'm finna go. So that's how late it was in my
Yeah.
brain. I was tired, but I had Rock edging the first. The flips he had to me was just stupid, and the flows was stupid. I had Av edging the sec. No, I had Rock also edging. No. I'm sorry. I had Av edging the second, and in the third, I felt like Av did he lose his energy and just like, or was it the same pace over and over again? It could have been a combination of the same cadence,
Yeah,
pacing,
that's what
and
I felt
then
like.
his energy dropped a little bit, and me being tired. It was like Rock
Yeah.
is still animated. He's hype. He's got enough punches that are landing that are still dope. So to me, that's how I saw it off first watch, being super tired by the time the battle ended. But like I said, man, it was so close that upon second inspection, it might look a little different, but that's how I saw it first go around.
Hey, that's fair enough, man. A Twitter poll has it like 56-44, so that's a
Well,
true.
there
It's
you
a
go. Yeah.
debatable. I've seen a lot of people in media are split on it, but I have seen a lot of people that said they've rewatched it. They feel like they're leaning towards Av, and that just makes sense because in real time, at the end of the night, you're going to miss some of the key setups or punchlines that didn't fully get reacted, or aren't fully focused because you're a little fatigued at that point. So on the replay, you might favor those gems a bit more, but everything that everything that Av wasn't bringing, Rock was bringing. You know what I'm saying? So shouts to them. They live up to the hype. I think they live up to the hype.
Yeah. And me personally, I was wondering, can Av, it's late in the night, he gonna have that energy? Is he gonna be hype? He's gonna be turned up. He showed up. He was ready. He was prepared. He ain't look tired at all. He did his thing. So that's why I was like, why is he even saying this out loud publicly? If you're thinking it in your brain, cool, but you don't have to say these things out loud.
Yeah,
But he still did what he needed to do. He delivered it. The third, it was a long night. So
you know
I
all
ain't, I
the
ain't mad at him, but did his thing though.
the vets like DNA, Suge, John, and Top, all almost 6+ some Madness appearances to their names. Like they all kind of struggled tonight, right? But the guys that were new to the stage, Ace, Sikh, Fonz, Jerry, excelled. And then the guys that like in the perfect sweet spot of their prime or like still haven't been here that many times, Ave and Nitty, showed like, yo, there's a reason why you need to have me here more often. You know what I'm saying? Nitty has been
Yeah.
on Summer Madness in close to 3 years, right? Since 2020. And Ave has been on Summer Madness since 2018. So it's
Jeez.
like, hey, don't forget, I'm here.
Hello. Yeah.
So
Overall, I was entertained throughout the night. I'm still sitting right about 6.5, I want to say. I feel like 7 would be a little generous. I did enjoy it. I was entertained. I just felt like some guys could have brought some more, but overall, every battle had something redeemable, maybe except for the bull versus the bear. I don't know about if I'm going back to that one anytime soon or at all.
Usher and Robert.
Doo, 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 doo.
Yeah, I definitely thought it was a huge success. Dizaster crashing out and burning the way he did was damn near anticipated. If anything, it exceeded the
It
expectations of,
kind of helped. You're still talking about it like right now. Like
you know. Yeah, I said it. I was more entertained by that than, you know what I'm saying.
it's worth the publicity. You know what I mean? It's worth the publicity.
And then when you take away those three individuals, the rest of the card, like I felt like everybody did good. So like I have more MCs that did well than did bad. You know what I'm saying? I had three really good back and forth battles between Rum, Ace, Hollow, Twork, and Rock and Ave. And then Jerry, Fonz, and Sikh had a real important performance to their career that is now in their profile. It's a stamp that you can't take away from them, even if you have critiques about it. Regardless, like they get to ascend and continue to probably be perennial stars on these big cards. So I on the strength of value, I feel like I personally gave the card like a 7.5 person. I know maybe a little bit more generous, but I really enjoy all the little intangibles. I can find a lot of value in an individual performance if it's not a good back and forth. That's just me. Feel me?
I hear you, player. I hear you, player. But nonetheless, another Summer Madness in the can. Everyone, thank you so much, man, for tuning in. If you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or wherever, hit that subscribe button. Leave a 5-star, rating. Leave a comment. If you're watching this on YouTube, please, please, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that thumbs up. Look at you, man. He about to crash out after he turns the computer off. Look at him. Look at him. Oh, brother. Okay. Anywho, if you're on YouTube, if you enjoyed any part of this podcast today, please hit that subscribe button. Friends, I want to thank some of the people who have been in the comment section. I'm now jumping into the comment section and I am responding. All right. First of all,
they put you on the grill last week.
It's all good, man. Barbecue me anytime. First of all, shout out to our guy, Tim the Genius Nelson. First of all, he is one of the first 4 of LTBR. And this guy is like in the comment section bigging us up. And yo, Tim, salute, man. We got to get back on the Oculus, man. We got to get back on the Oculus.
Yeah, shout out to Tata too. She be in the comments lurking. She be in the comments, man, commenting.
Salute to Goose.
Commenting with the commentators.
Salute to 4x7. Salute to Lil Reggie. Salute to man. I should have wrote this down, right? But this is what happens in Summer Madness on a Sunday. Salute to the comment last week saying finally a battle rap podcast for adults. I was like, yeah. So man, just salute to everyone in the comment section. I will be in the comment section, interacting. So if you got any questions or whatever, leave them in there. We'll respond and all that. So, but please hit that subscribe button. Log on to letstalkbattlerap.com. We put J Smo to work over this weekend. So the least you can do is log on and go read the recap article. This is going to be different from our recap because he was in the building and there are lots of things that we did not see that he got to see that you can get some insight on.
I think Q and Smo are writing this together.
There you go.
Or Q,
even better.
Q might be taking a boatload just in case my man Smo is a. You know what I'm saying?
We ain't even gonna say, but
yeah, Small. I've seen you having a good time out there too, man. You know what I'm saying?
Out there thugging and bugging, man.
I also seen you front row and center too. You know what I'm saying?
Hello, I'll see you playing. All right, do your thing, man. Look at that. All right, so until next week, we'll let you know. France will put out a tweet or so. The episode's dropping on Monday. We'll let you know. We're trying to get back to that Monday, y'all. Tuesday. All right, the boss made the decision, man. I guess we switched to Tuesdays.
After this gauntlet of events, we could go back to Monday.
Okay, cool.
We're gonna spin the block, but we got Max Out and a ride this weekend. Are you ready?
My gosh. You know what? It's back-to-back days. At least it's not the same damn company. So at least it'll be different flavors, faces, voices. So it's gonna break up, that. But definitely we are going to double back this week because we got to do the predictions for Max Out and the Riot. And of course, there's a bunch of news that's dropped. And I know you guys want to know what we think about it. So we're going to get back to y'all later on this week. Probably, let's shoot for Thursday to drop it on Friday, friends. Let's shoot for that. So Friday, be on the lookout for an episode, guys. and gals and whoever in between, whatever. Thank you for subscribing and rocking with us.
Aliens, animals, all y'all.
Anunnakis. And what if they had Anunnakis?
Oh no. Should have cut it when I had the chance.
Hey yo. End the show.
Yo, Top. What up, John?
Doop, 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 doop.
All right, man. We out of this bitch.
Sing girl.